Good evening, or morning, or afternoon, or whatever time of the day it may be for you, everybody, and welcome back, hopefully for the final time, to God of War Chains of Olympus, and also Backloggery. We're gonna be doing a little bit of that later today. But yeah, we were planning on finishing this game in the previous stream. Unfortunately, some unforeseen internet problems caused that to not happen. And we got cut off literally as we were fighting the final boss. That was very stupid, very unfortunate, but I seek to correct my mistakes and we are going to finish that tonight. We should be able to finish that pretty soon, pretty quickly. I say we're gonna be stuck in the boss for 3 hours. I know I literally just jinxed myself, but that's okay. It's all part of the fun. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do Backloggery for the rest of the day. Or for the rest of the night, rather. So, I'm also kinda tired, admittedly. You are here loaded with snacks. Welcome to the stream, Making Labs. Hope you, I mean, you're not gonna need that many snacks. It's not gonna be a particularly long stream, but yeah, I had to wake up early for work today, but thankfully tomorrow I don't have to wake up. Actually, I have a short day tomorrow in the afternoon, so that's gonna be pretty easy. Should be able to handle that with a without having to worry about sleeping in too much. I have my water with me. I have my whole setup. Everything is a-okay. So let's just go ahead and get this here video game over and done with. I'll put this to the side and take my computer headphones off and put my console headphones on. So how do you like your new microphone? I love it. It's hello, are you recording, microphone? Is it actually wait, hold on a second. Is my microphone actually recording? Oh yes, it is. Yes, it is. When I was looking at my audio mixer, and I forgot that there's an extra audio mixer in the console recording. So I was like, wait, is this muted? No, here it is. All right. Anyways, of course, do let me know if there's any audio balancing that needs to be done. But I mean, we're literally on the final boss. I don't think there's much to do at this point. Anyways, so as a reminder, we are now fighting Persephone, the wife of Hades. And we did watch this cutscene last time, so I don't feel a need to really watch it again. So we're just gonna get right onto it. Okay. This sport kicked my ass, I remember. Ow. Okay. I think what we have to do is we actually have to be patient. And the counter-attack. Instead of yeah, we have to counterattack instead of actually going after her, because if we do, that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, we just have to take it easy. Sound bueno to me? Excellent. So this is the final form of Toph from Avatar. Yes, that is exactly what's happening. That's why she's throwing rocks at us. I can't believe you guys even figured that out before. Jeez. Okay. Alright, so we can't really... Okay. Alright, yeah, we just have to be patient. We have to wait for her to get close. Because if we don't... we just have to do baby hits at a time. Okay, yeah, just hit her once or twice. When it is okay to do so. Okay. And because if we don't, we're gonna get punished like that. Okay, I need to time my things correctly. Ow! Alright. I really feel like there should be music here, but the music is just not here for some reason. And this is on the PS3, so this is not an emulation problem anymore. We're out of emulation problems. God damn it. The real Dark Souls begins here. Speaking of Dark Souls, there was a game trailer released this week for some new game called like Wuchang Fallen Feathers. It's basically, that game basically looks like Chinese Dark Souls, or rather Chinese Bloodborne actually. That's a better comparison. And I thought it looked okay, but apparently most people in the comment section disagree with me. They thought it looked horrible. I thought it didn't look that bad, but I'll let you guys watch the video on your own if you feel like it. Okay, so I think every time after we parry her, she does that particular attack right there. That like rock launching. Alright. Alright. Okay. We're gonna run out of magic here pretty quickly. Yeah, this is a test of patience, is what this is. It wouldn't be so bad if we weren't playing on hard difficulty, but we are playing on hard difficulty, so we just have to deal with it. Okay. Ow. Okay. I really wish this wasn't so quiet. I'm about to just pull up a soundtrack from like the game or something. Because I don't think this is right. I really don't. Okay. Okay, well that works. Now we just gonna have to hit and run. That's the strategy here. Yeah, just hit and run. But we just do this until we're done here. Okay, let me take a breather. Catch up with the chat real quick. How you guys doing? Hey, Brian, welcome to the stream. Just punch her harder than she punches you in this fight. Duh. Yeah, just do the Goku strategy. Crush her rocks with her hands, I must. Maximum pain, With crush her rocks with my hands, I must. Maximum pain, I must endure. Okay, here we go. Don't worry, I know my memes. Okay. Okay. Alright. I see we're slowly getting it. Ow. I say we're slowly getting it, I get my ass beat. Naturally. That's the streamer way to do it. Okay. Why didn't we just get experience for that?
Go to her.
I don't need experience. Hey, no, lady, I don't need your embrace.
Behind. Atlas.
Okay, there's the music. I wonder where that went. Alright, now can we get some HP, please? Because I just saw my health drop to almost 0. I really don't want a quick time event right now. I want to read chat, but I can't because the video game needs to be cinematic. Okay.
You will not stop me.
Okay. Big trouble chat now. Now that was a meaty sound. Yeah, also here's a song in case you die again. Okay, I'll bring it up in case I do die again. Consider me thoroughly japed. Yeah, I thought I had died too, but I guess I did successfully do the quick time event. I really hate this tradition of this era of games of just giving you a quick time event on every single boss fight on every single game. The worst thing. Okay, what do I do with this? Ow. Okay. Wait. Alright, well, just run away from the laser. Okay. That's easy enough. I feel like this part of the fight is easier now. Okay. And I'm glad we have music now. Ow. Okay, let's not fuck up. This is not a spot in boss fight to fuck up. Fuck. Okay, I am in a predicament. Can you please aim properly, Kratos? Jesus Christ. Alright. Some help. Think I don't know your tricks, lady? Okay. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I ain't gonna be shamed tonight. Alright.
Foolish human.
Okay. Fine. Okay, Kratos, can you not do the weird sun ray looking thing at this time right now? Like, we really don't need that, sir. If you would be so kind. Ow! That's not fair. That's the stun lock that got me at. That's not fair. Well, I guess it's time to pull up that video. Let me get my other headphones on for this. Total distortion, you are dead. What is this? What even is this? What even is this? Total distortion. You are dead. You brought your whole adventure to a screeching halt. Well, that's something I'll have to look up at some point because that's fascinating to me. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, I thought I had that one too, but apparently I didn't. I didn't realize how weird the music in God of War games is until it returned. Yeah. It's just a test of my tennis skills. Okay, now. Here's the thing. Where do I start from? Okay, I start from here. That's not too bad. I can tolerate this. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, we can tolerate that. We can handle that. Okay. The sun laser. Seriously, what is that thing in the middle for? I'm sure that's there for a reason. Ow. Okay. A little bit further away. Alright.
Foolish human.
Oh, she's being a lot more generous this time. Okay. Okay, well this is just a strategy now. Okay, well there we go. Now. Okay, that's what that was there for. Alright, there. Yes, you're a queen, whatever you say. I really don't care. And that's the cutscene where I can put the controller down. Well, that was easy.
Your suffering will never end, Ghost of Sparta.
Good job hitting the boss. Can you press this button? That's the real test of skill right here. So anyways, the world exploded, I guess. Hi, Atlas. You alright there, buddy? You look like you're struggling to trying to hold the entire Earth over there.
Perhaps you believe the Olympians will help you. But I ask, where are your gods now, Kratos? Why do they not come to your aid?
I mean, Athena kind of helps.
I do not need the aid of the gods! But my path is now clear to me. I will serve them! And they will keep their promise to free me from my past!
So about that.
I ask you, Spartan, what good is the promise of an Olympian? It is all I have, Atlas!
He actually sounded like distressed in that one.
Spartan, the fates have deemed it. One day, you will regret what you have done here.
The mighty Atlas was left enchained, cursed to forever hold the world on his shoulders. Greater penance than even
The
Zeus
soreness
himself
of his
ever
arms must be
placed on.
immeasurable.
The fate of Atlas had been sealed, and the goddess Persephone was no more. Kratos had saved mankind, but that mattered little to him. By forsaking his daughter, he had abandoned the only person he ever cared for. What he had long sought and finally found was now forever lost.
I mean, you already kind of lost that a while ago, and you weren't going to get that back, Kratos. Neither your wife nor your
As the
daughter.
sun chariot rose higher in the sky, and the might of Helios shone once again on the world, Morpheus retreated to the shadows.
Hey, I'll just make a new one. Well, I mean,
Kratos
that's
gained
exactly what
little
Kratos did.
satisfaction from his victory.
That's
With
where boy
years of
came from.
servitude in front of him, he would need to confront his past and fight to reclaim the humanity he lost on the day his dark legend was born.
Atlas sounded like he just gave 3 double whoppers in a row. He just ate 3 double whoppers in a row. My god, yeah. He sounds less threatening than he does. He just has a freaking like acid reflux for a situation. Can't wait for Game 3 Painted to get a hold of this game and turn Atlas into into Thanos. Oh man, that'd be hilarious. Also, this gameplay footage that they're showing here is from the PSP version, not the original. That first of all, that's running at 30, and second, I can see a lot more pixelation there. I mean, I guess it's just the freaking like random ass gameplay footage. It doesn't really matter, but hey. Alright, title drop, now the real game begins. You see, the real game is Ghost of Sparta. Or rather, God of War 1, because that's what chronologically follows after the Chains of Olympus. For some reason the credits music is way louder than everything else before now. Actually, I'm noticing that. Yeah, I'm gonna lower the volume of Mr. God of War here for a little bit. Okay. Hopefully that's not too bad. Alright. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. So, once again, the next thing that we're going to do on tonight's stream is we're going to do Backloggery for the rest of the night. Sounds like a plan to me. I mean, I guess we can check out some of the, like, extra stuff that we unlocked. We basically getting to the right of the final boss then. Yeah, it was very shitty at the time that I had to get interrupted, but it is what it is. Sometimes these things just kind of happen, and at the end of the day, it's just a stream. It's just a video game. I'm not gonna get, like, genuinely upset over that. You know, if it was like an important meeting or something, yeah, that'd be different, but nah, it's just one of these here games. Okay. I don't remember the PSP games having a lot of bloom on them. Like, they're way... Like, they turned the freaking, like, light settings way up on PSP games for some reason. I don't get it. But that's just kind of what they do. Okay. Well, there you go. Chains of Olympus. It's... I would say that it's, I don't want to say that it's a bad game or anything. It's definitely not. It's just definitely one of the weaker entries in God of War. You know, there's not really much to it as compared to, like, the numbered titles. And, you know, story-wise, the most interesting thing about Chains of Olympus is getting to meet Calliope again, you know, Kratos' daughter. Everything else about the story and all the characters that are introduced here are really just, like, whatever. I mean, they're just kind of there. There's not much of a big deal. Ghost of Sparta also has a very similar thing going on with introducing a character that you would be interested in meeting. I'll say that's because it was the first PSP God of War to come out, so there were going to be limitations of some sort. Yeah, there's definitely limitations. And you know, all things considered, what they managed to put into the PSP was pretty impressive. Then again, the PSP itself was a very impressive device because it was almost like having a PlayStation 2 right on your hands. Like, PSP games could look and run similarly to how PS2 games could run, and a lot of PS2 and even PS3 games got spin-offs on the PlayStation Portable. You know, I can think of, for example, like Tales of... There's a lot of Tales of games on PSP, and like Tales of Destiny 2 and Tales of Rebirth, both of those.
The dire toll of his relentless battles finally caught up with him as Kratos fell from the chariot to the earth.
But why did you fall? Like, did you...
This sacrifice too much?
Did you stop holding onto the harness? Like, what? Kratos, why did you fall?
The ghost of Sparta.
I mean, you kind of deserve one to die when you do stuff like that, you fucking idiot. Alright. Hey, just sit down. Think of what you did.
He has again served us well, Athena.
He is a remarkable mortal.
He is weak. Shall we help him?
He'll live. They must.
Oh, so that's... I completely forgot about this cutscene here at the end. So Kratos realizes that the gods of Olympus had abandoned him. After a while. But yeah, here we are in Mount Olympus. My guys might recall that place from the first game. If not, that's fine. I mean, it is where the game starts, but like, it's okay if you don't remember. Anyways, there it is. Now we can turn the volume back up. Okay. So yeah, we get some treasures after you finish the the main campaign. So the challenge of Hades is something that I already did on my own, on my own save file, and there was also something similar in God of War 1, and I don't want to do these on stream because they're way too frustrating. They're very stressful. Yeah, like burn 50 soldiers with the E3, kill 20 fire gardens who are being hit. It's like just challenges, you know, like whatever, and they're really tough. In this game they're not as bad, but in some of the other games this get insane. I hate them. But whatever, that's okay. We have to beat God mode to unlock this custom, and I don't really care. I really can't be bothered with that. Game's hard enough as is. Alright. But look at the in-game movies, the Lost Levels movie. What's this about? Oh, they're gonna be like Hydras? Huh. I wasn't aware of that. Oh, like a camera. No, that just says camera. Never mind. But it was gonna be like a turtle Hydra. Oh, and you would use like people to lure the Hydra in. That's kind of fucked up. Actually, that's kind of fucked up. All right. I mean, that's a very Kratos thing to do, but Jesus Christ. But the boss fight does look interesting. I'm kind of sad that they didn't go through with that in some capacity. And then you would, of course, decapitate all the heads, because that's what blood looks like in prototype versions. Huh. Here's some more levels. They even storyboarded the QTE icons. Yeah, it's quick time events are an absolutely integral part of God of War. You can't have it without them. Oh, look, there's a Minotaur. But it's like a different kind of Minotaur. Maybe? Oh, was that gonna be like a character? Wait, I know who that is. Yeah! That's... Oh, wait, no, never mind. For a second I thought that was Kratos' brother. He has a brother, actually, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. Okay, there's just some random platforming in some buildings, some random climbing. That kind of made it into the game. That's them testing out like the thing, like the way to climb down. There's a different design of this. I have actually never seen this one. A lot of cool stuff got cut out of the game, especially that like Hydra boss fight. That was like the best part. I mean, I imagine this is mostly because of you know, budget constraints and time constraints. They just couldn't fit it all into the time that they had for themselves. There's a centaur. There were some of those in God of War 1. There's a Cyclops again. What is that, a boar? Like a boar statue? Oh, you would actually use Cyclops' eyes to, like, solve puzzles. That's interesting. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff just didn't make it into the game. What? Oh. So you have to do like a sacrifice of some description to activate a cutscene or something? That's a very Kratos thing to do. What the hell is that? Wait, what is that? Look at that. They even had a cutscene for it and everything. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate that all that stuff didn't make it into the game. That looks cool. I mean, I get that all of the sacrificial stuff is a little bit disturbing. Does I get the impression this game was rushed? Probably. A lot of games in this era were rushed, and PSP like spin-off titles were no exception. I'm sure they meant for this game to be like roughly the same length as the original God of War, or you know, like a proper full-fledged God of War experience. But it ended up having to be like less than that, like about half, if not about 60% of the length of God of War 1, I would say, is this game. So like a little bit over half, but not by much. And that might also be with the PSP itself. Maybe they couldn't cram all of those levels and cutscenes and stuff into the PSP. Or at least back then, they didn't know how to optimize it well enough for that to happen. And, you know, that's something that would have been cool if they had, like, instead of just doing a PS3 remaster by, like, upgrading the graphics, they had gone back and tried to implement everything that was missing from the original release. That's something that they kind of did with a Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, actually. There was gonna be a multiplayer mode in the original release of the game, and they couldn't add it because of like time constraints and budget. So in Rehydrated they added the multiplayer mode. Problem is that the multiplayer mode in Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated sucks. It's very stupid, very monotonous, very repetitive, and takes way too long. So we now see why they cut that off. But whatever. It is what it is. Okay. Anyways, we're now done with God of War Chains of Olympus. Once and for all. Again, I really don't think I'm ever going to bother with these on any God of War game. At least as far as streaming them is concerned, because as you guys might have been able to guess, playing a game while streaming is kind of difficult. You have to concentrate on the game and playing at the same time, and when it's an action game like this, you just lose focus. For something like this, I would need to just be quiet to actually beat this challenge. So that's not the plan, that's not fun. I don't want you guys to go through that. So we are just going to move back over here now. Okay. And I'm going to get out of here, and I'm just gonna turn my PlayStation 3 off in just a minute. But for now, I need to go over here to the Twitch chat, and I need Nightbot to do me a solid. There we go. That's how you do it. Okay. Put my controller away. Let me put that away. I can take my headphones off. Put this over here. And now we're going to switch over to the main screen now. Okay. I could do a double screen for this, but it's okay. We'll be fine. Alright. I just moved the microphone, that's what that noise was. Now I notice that I'm a little bit towards the left, so let me actually readjust myself a little bit. Okay. Need to calibrate the camera, so I'm going to be looking hold on, straight at me. There you go. I'm looking straight at the thing, and there we go. Now I should be a little bit more adequately aligned. Maybe? Are you going to recognize my mouth movements, camera? You're not. Never mind, that's not properly aligned. Okay. Hold on. Yes? No? Maybe so? Yes? Do I have to open my mouth really wide for you to recognize me? A bit lower. Is that what I have to do? I don't want to see, you guys to see like the freaking wireframe of my face. Hold on. Okay. Okay, that's good. Jesus Christ. Boom. Switch back over here. Alright. It really does feel like nowadays this mic compared to the cheap one you want. Yeah, it's and I probably, in hindsight, I probably could have done a little bit more adequate setup for that other microphone. Like, I could have maybe applied more filters and OBS to make it sound a little bit better, but there was only so much filters and settings could do to hide the actual raw quality of the microphone. When the raw quality is the problem, then yeah, there's no way around that. Okay. Let's go to the Guild of Ambiance's channel and grab ourselves some rain and thunderstorm. Sure, why not? We have half an hour in this. For that a little bit. And... well, that much? Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay. So... let me find my pictures. My photos, not that. Camera roll. This. Okay. So we haven't done Backloggery in like a while. Last time we used this, as you can see here, was on the 4th of September. We had three games, and that was about 15 days ago. It's kind of insane. But let me move the chat over here so I can actually look at it, and then let us start by adding game. And the first game that we're going to be looking at tonight is, I actually have a photo over here. There we go. It's one of these three. Well, we're going to be adding all three of them. But there's a little bit of a thing that I have to point out. Because only one of these is really going to get added to the PlayStation 4. Yeah, it's Crash Bandicoot. Okay, so... Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy on PlayStation 4. Never seen that one in the middle before. Yeah, I will explain that one a little bit when we get to it. But first of all, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy on the PlayStation 4. I believe we have actually already added this game on Steam, if I'm not mistaken. And if I haven't, I should have, because we already have this game on Steam. Let me just double check. Yeah. So we already have the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy here on Steam. As you can see right over yonder. So we don't actually need to add the PS4 version, because it's the Steam version that I'm going to be playing from now onward. And when I stream these games again, because I already streamed them before, but that was a while ago, so I feel like it's okay to stream them now. It will be the Steam version, and the main reason for that is because the Steam version, or the PC version in general, runs at 60 frames per second. The PlayStation 4 version does not. And the PlayStation 4 Pro does not run at 60 frames per second. And the PlayStation 5, I believe, also does not run at 60 frames per second. Basically, the games are locked to 30, even though they don't have to be. There's actually no justifiable reason for Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy to be locked to 30 on console. It definitely could run it at 60, at least one of the newer models of the consoles. But they're choosing not to, which is very stupid. But thankfully the PC version exists, and we don't have to worry about that. So in reality, no, we are not going to add the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. However, the next game in there we are going to add. That is, let me switch back over here. Let's see, that is, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit, or at least make the picture bigger. I think you guys can read that. Deception 4, The Nightmare Princess. So you're probably not familiar with this game. And truth be told, I actually wasn't familiar with the Deception series at all before I saw this on the shelf one day. But yes, obviously this is the 4th game. Actually, no, it's the 5th game. There's another one that kind of didn't get counted. Deception 4, The Nightmare Princess, is actually an extended edition of the original release of Deception 4 called like Blood Ties? What was the original version of Deception 4 called? Deception 4 Blood Ties. Yeah, that's let me go ahead and pull it up here on the website. So Deception 4 Blood Ties was the original name of the game, and then they made the Nightmare Princess, where they added, you know, the titular Nightmare Princess, which is the girl in red. I should specify. The girl in red, she's the Nightmare Princess. The girl in blue she's the one that was originally there. So the Nightmare Princess. Okay, well, first of all, I need to explain what the hell Deception is. Deception is a series by Koei Tecmo. Let's see. I had to step away to use the This is an image of your actual games. Yes, this is an actual photograph I took of my games, and we're going to be adding them to Backloggery. So the Deception series is a Tecmo series where the main goal of the game is to set up traps in a castle or just, you know, some kind of setting, and a bunch of NPCs will be running, or not running, will be very slowly and stupidly walking around in a room, and the point is to just set up as many traps as possible in as accurate of a sequence as possible to make the NPCs take as much damage and humiliation and torture as possible from all these traps you have set out. It's actually a very interesting idea, very unique concept for a game. And this is the 4th game in that series. I don't believe there's any more than that. They haven't made a new one since, but that is the premise. My attention drifted. Are you describing Night Trap for the Sega City? I don't know how Night Trap plays, but if it's anything like that, then sure, that might have been an inspiration. But yeah, I remember I played the demo on PS4 and I was like, that's interesting. I want to play that. So that's when I went out to get the actual game. So I guess we can watch a trailer just so that you guys get an idea of what the hell I'm talking about, because you're probably very confused at what the hell I'm talking about. So I'm gonna pull up a trailer, and give me a second. No, not that. I have so many windows open. Okay. There. Let's watch a short video together.
16.
And you guys will understand what I'm talking about. Hopefully. So it gives you the end. This is not your player character. This is the NPC character. This is the person you're going to be torturing. Gives you a little bit of description of them, of that stuff, what they do, what they want to do, or whatever. Tells you their stats, their health, their attack. Yeah, they can't hit you. It's just they won't. So you start in a room and you start just setting up traps like banana peels, pumpkins, whatever you want. There's a and obviously each item like makes enemies go in a certain direction. It can launch them. It has trajectory. There's probably some amount of physics involved in there. There you go. Yeah, it's Choo Choo Rocket. Okay, if that's how Choo Choo Rocket plays, well, that's great. I would be interested in some Choo Choo Rocket. Yeah, the NPCs are very stupid. They think they're clever. They're really not. You make them walk towards your trap. Yeah, so you activate the traps right as they step on them. Then the NPCs will go a certain amount of you know, distance. It's honestly a pretty interesting idea. Choo-Choo Rocket was about laying traps ahead of time to distract a cat monster, and they all moved on a grid. So yeah, it's a similar idea to Choo-Choo Rocket, for sure. I didn't know about that about Choo-Choo Rocket, so now I'm interested in Choo-Choo Rocket. Okay, but yeah, this is Flagrant Failure, and you can trademark that. Okay, but yeah, so interesting thing about the Deception series is that the first 3 games are all on PlayStation 1. It's a surprisingly old series. It's not like it was all introduced in the PS3 or PS2. No, it was introduced all the way back in PS1. It had 3 games back then. But then they released a spin-off-ish title on PlayStation 2 called Trapped. That's spelled T-R-A-P-T, not P-P-E-D, no, P-T, like Trapped. Weird pronunciation, but it's part of the same series. It has the same kind of gameplay. And then, many years later, they released Deception 4, and that's the last we heard of that series. But nonetheless, I have it, and you actually can get... I believe you can get every other Deception game on PS1 and PS2 through the PlayStation Store on PS3. Maybe. I might not have... They might not have all of them, but they for sure have at least Trapped and the first Deception. I would like to think that they have the other 2 as well, but I don't know. Okay. But we are going to add to that one. Deception for the Nightmare Princess. Okay. It is on the PlayStation 4, not the PlayStation 3. That is owned. It's still on plate. I guess that's just what we're going to put for this. Alright. And let's add a game. There we go. Excellent. And then the last game that we had in this little row of games here is relevant. God of War 3 Remastered. So, this is God of War 3, but it runs at 60 and it looks a little bit better. But I believe I've already discussed God of War 3 before, because we should have it here on the PlayStation 3 thing. Yeah, there it is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to edit God of War 3 from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4, and then we're going to add Remaster to it. And yeah, I'll just go to May. I'll change the trophies around later. We don't need to worry about that right now. Okay. And still save that, because I don't want to have it show up on the memory card, and there we go. So we only really added 1 game from that little row, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go for the next picture. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So next in line. Oh, good evening, Sheps. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your stay. We are officially done with the God of War Chains of Olympus section of the stream, and God of War Chains of Olympus as a whole. We started with the final boss, because that's the last thing I had to do last time. We watched a video about lost levels, realized that there was a lot of cut content on Chains of Olympus. Very unfortunate, but nonetheless, we are now doing some Backloggery. So, we just added Deception 4 the Nightmare Princess. Not sure if you've ever heard of that game, but it's a very interesting take on like the Choo-Choo Rocket idea, I suppose. And now we're gonna add some more here video games. So over here we have Gravity Rush 2, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, and what's that one say again? Hold on, let me read the full title of that game? Cyber Dimension Neptunia. 4 goddesses online. You probably can't read the fine print, but that's what that says. Okay. And let's start from left to right. Gravity Rush 2. Except, all right. Hold on a second. Let me clarify that one. When I was way off with the choo-choo comparison, at no point do you ever control a character on the grid in choo-choo rocket. Well, I mean, if it's not controlling the character is the least important part of the Deception series. It's more about controlling the actual traps rather than the character. The character is just there for flavor, really. You could very well replace the Nightmare Princess with just an ominous voice from above, or an ominous force from above, and it would work just the same. I'm pretty sure. I believe you can kick with Nightmare Princess, but that's not necessary. Okay, anyway, so Gravity Rush, the series, it only has 2 games. The original released back on the PlayStation Vita, got a remaster on PlayStation 4, and then a sequel. I believe in that order. Or they might have released the remaster after the sequel, or at the same time as the sequel. I don't know. Point is, Gravity Rush is one of those series by like the in-house Japanese Sony developing studio that is no longer around. You know, the ones responsible for Echo, Shadow of the Colossus, Ape Escape, and all of those. Those are great. But unfortunately, that studio is really not around anymore. Sony is not interested in, as we've already discussed in many streams before, Sony is no longer interested in Japanese video games. Hey, Jack Rabbit, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your stay. Horizon Zero Dawn is such a great game. Had a lot of fun with. Yeah, I definitely will play that one out. Thankfully, Horizon Zero Dawn is now available on PC. So if you don't have a PlayStation system, fear not. You can just go get it on PC. And it runs great, looks great. I believe it did have a bit of a rocky launch. There were some issues with it, but I think they have been mostly patched out by now. And you can now have a very smooth Horizon Zero Dawn experience on your personal computer, potentially your Mac too. I don't know if that game runs on Mac, but it probably does. But anyways, back to Gravity Rush. So I actually do have Gravity Rush Remastered, but that one's a downloaded title. And I believe there was a physical release for that game, but it was very limited. It was like you'd have to scavenge to get yourself a physical copy of what's the name of it? Of Gravity Rush Remastered. By the way, did you know the Deltarune chapter? Yes, I actually did hear about the Deltarune Chapter 2 is out and it's free. The next 3 chapters will not be free. Which they specify chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5 will not be free, which makes me think that's how many chapters there's gonna be total. Taking a lot of willpower for me not to spoil myself right now. I mean, hey, if you wanna play, I guess if you wanna save it for a stream, you know, for fresh reactions, that much I understand. But as I always say, if you really want to enjoy something, it's you know, it's worth it. You just play it yourself, and then you can do like post commentary on it on a stream, so you can like dissect and discuss from a game design perspective rather than a brand new, oh my god, surprise perspective. But it's up to you, whatever you want to do. You were streaming it an hour ago. Cannot recommend it enough. Great. I still have yet to play Undertale, or Deltarune Chapter 1 for that matter. I still haven't had my Toby Fox virginity popped. I much prefer reacting to new games live. Okay, so you prefer reacting to new games live. That's fair enough. I probably would do that for story-driven games. But when it comes to games that are more about gameplay than they are about story, that's when I feel like it's better to just play the game myself first, so it's not such a confusing mess. And that's why I was so excited during Great Ace Attorney. That's fair enough, yeah. It's a very story-driven game, or a very text-heavy game, or cutscene-heavy, whatever it may be. Yeah. Ah yes, Akin Labs does stream. He's my streaming buddy. Go ahead and check out his channel. He does great stuff. He does a lot of Nintendo games. He does indie games. He does all kinds of cool stuff. He does like music too, like high quality video game rips. Only the highest quality of video game rips. In fact, let me see if I can find a channel right now. I'll be right back. Let me just. So I don't think I have. I don't think I'm actually subscribed to you in this channel, but let me find the other channel. Yeah, I'm gonna drop a link. Where is it? Where are my? There it is. Oh, that's not the right channel. It's a little bit of a difficult channel to find because well, you will see in just a second. Okay. Thinking of uploading the Ace Attorney archives to YouTube eventually, but I want to make a nice intro first. That's nice. Okay. And there is Akin Labs' channel. Go check him out. Oh, that's it. That's his music channel. He does also have a stream archive channel. I don't know if he has it in the thing. He might not. That's okay. Okay. I was looking for your garbage name channel on my YouTube subscriptions. You know, there I was able to find it. But, okay. You know, your stream YouTube channel in years. Yeah, that's... so yeah, just for now, follow him on Twitch. And then if he decides to start archiving his streams again to YouTube, then by all means, follow him on YouTube as well. Okay. Anyways, now we can go back to the main window. There we go. Okay. But what we're doing? Right! I keep getting distracted. So, Gravity Rush Remastered. I'm not going to add the remaster just yet because we're not doing the downloaded titles right now. We will add it when we have those, but I do have it. I do have the original game on PS4. I haven't played 2 because I haven't played the first one yet. But I am very excited to play these games. So the gimmick of Gravity Rush is that it's an open world action-adventure game where your character, the main girl Cat, here on the right, she is able to basically turn gravity on and off, not just for herself, but for, you know, an immediate area around her, which lets you float, obviously, and then you can switch gravity towards any particular direction. So if you see like a building out in the distance, you can literally switch gravity so that you fall towards that building. It's a very cool concept, very cool idea. I really want to play that game. But I've got a massive fucking backlog of games that I gotta get through. So you know, it's a little bit of a plan that I have to set up. Like any of these games could be a Pandora's box on par with Galgon. That's a touch more involved with it than VVVVVV. I don't need. Yeah, it's a great game. It's also got a really cool art style. Got great music. Got an interesting story. It's got all the cool things of like what. It's got all of the makings of a great Japanese developed Sony first party game. It's got the same charm that something like Apescape, something that Shadow of the Colossus, something that even Parappa. I'm gonna put Parappa the Rapper in there. I think Parappa the Rapper deserves more recognition too. And he's actually been getting some There's been a couple of memes lately with Parappa the Rapper. I don't know if you guys heard, but give me a second. I'm gonna send this. Where is it?
This is where I watched my parents die, Parappa.
This is where you watch your parents die. Oops.
So yeah, they're starting to make Parappa memes again. But oh, it's fan video. Oh, do you know them? Okay. No, you mean like it's a fan video? Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, Parappa's cool. It's only got 2 games and technically a spin-off with Jammer Lammy. And those are very old, but surprisingly both Parappa the Rapper games are available on PlayStation 4. The first one is a remaster, and the second one is just there as a PS2 and PS4 title. So, hey, you can still get Parappa. You can support Parappa, and I feel like maybe one of the most efficient ways to bring attention to a series might be through memes. I feel like it's a weird, awkward way to do it, but if like enough people start just making a series of memes about Parappa the Rapper, we might just get a new Parappa the Rapper game like in the next couple of years. Like, oh shit, we got attention now. Ever heard of, what was I say? Dazzloids. I have not familiar with Dazzloids. That's made by Rodney Greenwald, same guy as Parappa and Lamy. Oh, I did not know that. I'm gonna have to check that out eventually. Okay. Anyways, let's just go ahead and add Gravity Rush before I lose track of that. Gravity Rush 2. By the way, Gravity Rush is called Gravity Daze. Like D-A-Z-E. In, I believe, Europe and Japan, or maybe just Japan. I don't know. But Gravity Rush, Gravity Daze, same game, different regional name. That's all that's going on there. We covered it on a trash showcase once. I'll send it to you later. Great. Awesome. Okay. Okay. But you can see Rodney's approach to character design hasn't changed much over the years. I can already picture some of his characters, like anthropomorphic animals that wearing a bunch of regular clothes that look simultaneously like they were designed by a 5-year-old and also designed by like a professional character designer, because they're actually iconic. It's very unique. It's a very specific note, but I like it. Alright. And wait. That. Okay. Next game in line was Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. Complete Edition has the DLC. That's why it's called Complete Edition. There is in fact DLC for. I don't know if the DLC is on Steam though. Is it? Or is the Steam version just the Complete Edition? Actually, we can check that right now. Hold on. Second. Horizon Zero Dawn PC. Yeah, it's just a Complete Edition on Steam, so it will come with the DLC. Rather, it better come with the DLC. It should. The DLC, by the way, is called The Frozen Wilds. Let's see. Let's see if they actually listed here, if it's just there. Saved 40%. When was that? Oh, well, whatever. Not now anymore. $50. So, honestly, it's a really good game. I would say it's actually worth that much, but I got it for 20. Because Walmart. Okay. What other games are there in the PlayStation Studios? Here on Steam. Days Gone. Helldivers. Huh? What is this? Helldivers Dive Harder. The hardcore cooperative twin-stick shooter as part of the elite unit called the Helldivers. Players must work together to protect Super Earth and defeat the enemies of mankind in an intense intergalactic war. Really? It's a PlayStation game? Oh, okay. Guns up. What? Okay, at least I've heard of Everybody's Gone Through the Rapture. That's familiar territory. Predator was a PlayStation studio game? I did not know that. Huh. Okay, there you go. I learned some today. But honestly, out of all of these, the only ones I'm really interested in are Horizon and Days Gone. Days Gone is... It's not bad. It's just one of the weaker, like, first-party, high-budget titles by Sony. It's a little bit too close to a generic zombie apocalypse open world game for it to really be that interesting. Horizon, on the other hand, robot giraffes. It's got robot giraffes. You can't go wrong with that. All right. Anyways, what was I doing? Backloggery. Okay. I will add it to the PlayStation 4. What the hell just happened to my mall? Jesus Christ. I will add it to the PlayStation 4. But when I get it on Steam, I will switch versions, and then I will trade it in my PS4 version because I won't need it anymore. Okay. Wrong. Complete edition, unfinished and unplayed. So I did actually play the like tutorial area when Alloy is just a kid. And hey, again, that even on the PS4, that looked gorgeous and it played well. So there you go. Even if you only have a PS4 and you have this game, don't hesitate. It's a good game. Good game. Okay. Right. Going to add that in there, and let me catch up with a. I can't entertain the idea of buying this when I haven't even finished Breath of the Wild yet. There are similarities. It's not exactly the same game. I would say that Breath of the Wild is a lot more. What's a good word to describe Breath of the Wild? It's a lot more freedom. It's a lot more. Breath of the Wild is a much more systemic game than Horizon Zero Dawn. So a lot of the stuff that you do in Breath of the Wild is thanks to the various intricate systems and mechanics of the game, and there's a very unique ways of playing Breath of the Wild. Whereas Horizon Zero Dawn is open world, you do have options, but it's definitely much more scripted, much more linear in comparison to Breath of the Wild. So yeah, it's definitely not going to take as much of your time as Breath of the Wild. But whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, up to you. I mean, I really like that approach with Breath of the Wild, but can't deny that Horizon is also a great game. Is it bad that I confused Days Gone with H1Z1 from a distance? Well, I think you just explained why that game didn't do so well critically as compared to the other ones. Again, people were like, it's a good game. It's not a great game, but it's a good game. Good job, Sony, I guess? Kind of, not really, but okay. Anyways, that's Horizon Zero Dawn. And finally, Cyber Dimension Neptunia 4 Goddesses Online. That is... Actually, that cover that you're looking at right now is the reversible cover of the game. There is another cover that's less interesting in my opinion, but also less risky. I don't care. Look, it's freaking Neptunia. It's going to look kind of risque, no matter what I do to it. But that game is a spin-off title because, of course, it's a freaking Neptunia spin-off title. Most of them are spin-off titles. Why does reversible cover sound dirty in this? Don't take it out of... What is happening with my model? Why do I keep doing like the freaking... like zoom in joke that I'm not meaning to make? Okay. Maybe it's this camera that I'm using right now. Maybe... Is there something getting in the way of the camera? I hope not. Okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'll get a new camera eventually someday. I don't know when, but someday. Anyways, let me title down before I lose my train of thought. Cyber Dimension Neptunia. Cyber Dimension. Four Goddesses. It's all of these games have weird titles. Now the reason it's called Four Goddesses Online is because the gimmick is that it's basically an MMO. But it's not actually an MMO. You see, it's a parody of an MMO, because all the Neptunia games are themselves parodies of something or other. So this game is a parody of an MMO, where the four goddesses, which are the actual four characters of Neptunia, are saving the world, I guess? I don't actually know the story. I probably won't until I play the game myself. But yeah, it's the only Neptunia game that I own physically now. I think I used to... No, I've never owned another Neptunia game physically. I do have a bunch of them on Steam, but... This one I got on PS4 back when it wasn't on PC. And the reason I got it was because... Why did I get this game on PS4 instead of PC? Knowing full well PC mods were coming? That's actually a good question. I guess it was just kind of on the shelf. I think I had some in-store credit, and I was just like, oh, I guess I can get something. I'll get this. You must have had your eyes on a nude model. Of course I did. It's Neptunia. Senran Kagura has one too. It is because of mods that Senran Kagura and Neptunia games are best enjoyed on PC. If my model could stop freaking out, that would be fantastic. Okay. But I mean, I imagine that's how the developers truly intended the games to be played, but because of Japanese laws, they can't really do that. And also because of American laws, they really can't do that. I mean, like, okay. So Japanese laws dictate that a game cannot have nudity on it. Unless it's classified as R18. And at which point it's basically like the same as like erotic visual novels in Japan. So like even Western games that show breasts, like bare breasts, have to be censored in Japan because the law says no, you can't do that. Bad. Stop. Which as you might imagine, porting over God of War games to Japan must have been a pain in the ass. And then here in the West, there's this prevalent idea that politicians and like the ESRB have that like all anime characters are children, and therefore it's child pornography. It's cheese pizza, and we can't have cheese pizza. We can't have this cheese pizza in this country. Video games are evil. We're going to teach all of our kids to eat cheese pizza. We only like pepperoni pizza. And yeah, not a little bit awkward. So it's thanks to mods that the games can be enjoyed again, as I imagine the developers intended for you to enjoy them. There you go. Get your Neptunias and your Senran Kaguras on PC. Don't get them anywhere else. Okay. Okay. Let me add that in there. And now... Let's see. The next game in this set is... Actually, no. Let me go ahead and switch the image. How long have I been streaming for? An hour, 17 minutes. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Alright. There we go. No waifus in this set, sorry. I'm in dire need of a nervous sweat emote that is not Monka S. Do we have such a thing? I don't believe we have such a thing. I mean, Jackrabbit has one. But you'll need to subscribe to Catboy in order to get the Cat Mech Sweat emote. So go subscribe to Catboy if you want to get that emote. I don't know who Catboy is. But hey, if you want that emote, that's what you're gonna have to do. Alright. So the next game in line, or next 3 games, are Infamous Second Son, the collection of Inside and Limbo, and Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition. And we went from like a bunch of Japanese looking games to now a bunch of Western looking games. So Infamous Second Son is... I don't remember if it was I don't think it was a launch title for PS4, but it was definitely an earlier PS4 title. And like, something that Sony was pushing to be like, hey, look at what the PlayStation 4 can do. So I believe we have already discussed the other Infamous games when we're adding them to PS3. But Infamous Second Son is a little bit different. But first, let me catch up with the chat real quick. Catboy is a VTuber IKEA, aka the peep behind the blanket ass. Oh, he's the one that did that. Oh, okay, well that's cool. I know the VTuber blankets. I don't really use the VTuber assets that a lot of people use because I don't really have a need for them. But honestly, if I'm gonna use assets, I'm probably just gonna make my own. I do prefer doing things my own way, you know, like, even if it's not super impressive, model is mine. The background that you're looking at right now is mine. Even the little, like the frames that you're looking at on the browser and on the chat. I did that myself too. I don't know, I just kind of prefer doing my own stuff, except with music. With music, I will just get random video game music because nobody's really gonna pay attention to that anyways. You do not need to commission custom music for your channel. You can, if you want to, but you know, I feel like getting music from the games that we're streaming makes more sense than getting a generic like soundtrack for all of my streams. I want another Infamous really bad. They're so well made. Yeah, so back to Infamous. Thank you for not letting me go off my train of thought. Again, do I have ADHD? I don't know, I probably do. Whatever, look, Infamous Second Son, right, is different from the previous Infamous games for one very particular reason. So in Infamous 1 and 2 and Festival of Blood, you play as Cole McGrath. Cole McGrath has electrical powers. And so the game is built around electrical powers. You know, you shoot lightning bolts, you call charges up from electrical outlets around the city. There's, you know, cars are also can be used as like explosives if you charge them up. And you can also take electricity from them. And there's all kind, you know, you can ride on electrical wires around the city. The game is built around Cole's powers of electricity. In Infamous Second Son, you play as I believe his name is Delsin Rowe. That guy's name? I think that's what's his name. And instead of electricity, he has the power of not fire, smoke. And as such, they have, you know, built the game in such a way that you use smoke as in fire. And to an extent, you also use fire, but basically, ventilation vents. Ventilation vent? That correct? Ventilation shafts. You basically go into one side of the building and then come out the other. He can dash in midair by like turning himself into smoke momentarily. He can basically turn himself into smoke, which lets him go through like fences and stuff like that. He obviously can set enemies on fire. Instead of shooting electricity, he shoots like fireballs, kind of. It's something like that. It's kind of weird. It's definitely, I feel like it's a more limited power than electricity, as far as like putting in a city setting is concerned. But hey, this game is well reviewed, the game is well loved, so I'm sure they did a good job with it. He can shrink in size to suit his mood. He was the original. Saucy Baka. Yes, very much so. Okay. The Grinch was, I mean, not Delsin Rowe. Delsin Rowe was not the original Saucy Baka. The Grinch was the original Saucy Baka. Now I gotta make a fucking Saucy Baka emote for the Grinch. I don't want to do a Saucy Baka emote. I don't want a Saucy Baka emote, which is kind of dumb, but whatever. Okay. But yeah, Delsin Rowe, protagonist of Infamous 2. I mean, Second Son. And there is also a standalone DLC, kind of. It's more of like a shorter story, set in the same place as Second Son. It's called Infamous First Light. You play as a different character. I believe her name is Fidget, and she has the power of light. So neon lights and I don't know what other forms of light they use in that game, but basically every Infamous game has the is built around a character having a specific superpower that lets them interact with a city. It has to be a very like city oriented power. It can't be like time. I mean, I guess you could do time magic or something like that, but you know, it's something more environmental. Electricity, smoke, light. Maybe they could do rock. I can imagine if they really think about it, they could use like concrete or just tectonic powers in a city setting. That would be really cool. Nature itself, like trees and plants and stuff like that. What's something else that you find all around a city? Wind, I guess, but yeah, you know, they just have to figure it out, and that's what makes the Infamous game so fun to play. Also, the karma system, which is, you know, you can basically play the game twice, once as a hero, once as a villain, and yeah, that's Infamous Second Son. Okay, I'll give it that. You can't capture wind in Super Mario Odyssey. That's actually the antagonist's power. She can manipulate concrete. That's where I thought of concrete, because I did play a little bit of Second Son. Yeah, so she can manipulate concrete. I also remember she was a bitch. Like, she's definitely a villain that makes you want to kick her ass. But okay. Anyways, Infamous Second Son. And the reason it's called Second Son is because there is such a thing as the first sons in the Infamous lore. So this has to do with the second sons. And maybe the second daughters too. I don't know, are they all sons? There might be some daughters. Maybe the second non-binary children. There might be a couple of those. You never know. Look, you gotta be inclusive in this here video games. Okay. Okay, and of course, after Infamous, Sucker Punch went on to make Ghost of Tsushima, and in a way, Ghost of Tsushima shares a couple of similarities with Infamous. It is also an open world game, and you know, instead of superpowers, you have ninja abilities, which, I mean, well, ninja and samurai abilities, which, I mean, when you think about it, that has a very similar connotation to Infamous, because you're still building an entire world around a single character's abilities, more or less. Whether those abilities are fictional or not, that's a different story. Like, you know, supernatural or not. That's a better way to put it. And yeah, I'm sure if Sucker Punch's next game is either Ghost of Tsushima 2 or another Infamous game or something else in a similar vein, people will be happy. Sucker Punch makes nothing but bangers. They've been making bangers since the very first game they ever made, with a rocket robot on wheels on the Nintendo 64. That game has like a cult following because it wasn't very popular commercially, but amongst the people that did play, they were like, whoa, this game's awesome. And they always build games with like a single character's idea or abilities in mind. You know, with the exception of the additional characters, playable characters in the Sly Cooper games. But other than that, you know, Rocket Robot on Wheels is a robot with a mono wheel. Let me see if I can find a picture of him. Robot on wheels. Yeah, there's a little character. Yeah, let's watch some gameplay of Rocket Robot on Wheels. Sucker Punch. Yeah, that's the first game they ever made. It was published by Ubisoft, I guess. It makes you whoopee and so you don't get hungry. Open our star, you know. I don't know what this character sounds like. I'm just giving him that voice. Open, it's fishy. You can tell that there was some. They've been enjoying like anthropomorphic animals for a while. This definitely looks like it's probably emulated. There's something about these models that looks kind of off, but hey, if the game actually runs, I might consider getting an emulator just so I can play this. Because I am very interested in giving this game a shot. They even use similar sound effects as Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, you can make different sound effects now. Oh no, Sly Cooper's precursor escaped. KO. Okay, well, there it is. So yeah, it's a robot. He has a mono wheel, and they kind of build this game around the fact that he's a robot with a mono wheel. I guess, kind of maybe. So it feels a lot more racy, as in he likes to race. Not that's not a good word to use for that, but whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay. Did he say JoJo? This is the lost JoJo chapter. That is a real precursor to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Robots, JoJo's Adventure on Wheels. Sucker Punch is the real. Was actually a mangaka all along. It looks less infuriating than Monkey Ball. Yeah, it's honestly, I have seen Monkey Ball gameplay, and while it does look like it could be fun, it also does look quite frustrating. It looks fun. A lot of platformers from this time were just fun. I like it when games are fun, Sony. Can you make some more fun video games, Sony? That'd be real cool if you did. Okay, so now how you gonna get that, Mr. Rockman? Oh, he can grapple, because he's a robot. Oh, it's like a light grapple too, like a literal grapple made of light. That's interesting. Oh. I already want to play this game. I mean, it looks basic, but it also looks fun. Oh no, you have to collect the letters of the alphabet. Oh man. The N64 actually had a bunch of like hidden gem platformers. You know, everybody was always talking about Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie, but nobody talks about some of the other games, and admittedly some of them weren't that good, but some of them are. Oh, thanks, I've received 100 messages today with Restream, I appreciate it. Right, thanks guys. Robo Homie got hops, yeah, absolutely. Robo Homie is a real chat. Yeah, this is an N64 game. This is not PS1. Or Sega Saturn. I don't think there's that many games on the Sega Saturn. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple, but the N64 and PS1 is what really dominated that generation. And I guess PC. But PC was just kind of doing its own thing. Let's be real. Okay, admittedly, that does look nauseating. I can't see people throwing up with that. If I had known, I would have put a warning for you. Oh god! But hey, you get a little mini roller coaster tycoon puzzle right there. Whee! Now he's got 5 wheels. Well, there you go. You know what? This looks like this racing section right here looks like it plays better than the one in Sly Cooper. That's not fair. But it also plays very similar. You might have fucked up, mate. Yeah, the loops are insane. Yeah, this game looks fun. And again, this looks emulated. Like this resolution is too good to be taken straight from an N64. Unless there's some kind of crazy HDMI cord out there, this is probably emulated. which means this can be emulated. I know the N64 has problems being emulated, but hey, this seems like it could do it. It sounds like a game jam. Is it because of the clowns? I mean, I wouldn't blame you for it, but now that's impressive. I wouldn't believe if I had to see it with my own eyes. I guess, is that actually the goal? You have to collect every letter in the alphabet? That's fun, I guess, to an extent. Forgotten video games. Look at this channel. What's this? What's this channel? Neo Gamer, the video game archive. All right, well, good job, Mr. Video Game Archive, man. You did a good job at getting us excited for Sucker Punch's first game. So again, from day one, Sucker Punch has been delivering nothing but bangers. They're one of the best developers I've seen. Okay. Anyway, did I add this? I did not add this, actually. I can imagine him getting ultra excited at the mere existence of a hot dog. If Jerma has any, like, inbox or something for recommending him games, actually he probably doesn't. I can't imagine the amount of people that would, like, beg him, like, on their knees for him to stream Among Us, like, every single day just because of the memes. No, okay, I can see how that would be a bad idea. But if he is open to recommendations, hey Jerma, if you're seeing this, I don't think you're seeing this, but hey Jerma, play Rocket Robot on Wheels. It's a fun video game. It looks like a fun video game. I think you might enjoy it. It's got clowns and a hot dog car. What else can you ask for? Okay. Anyways, clip that, send it to Jerma. Alright, next game in line is the Inside and Limbo Dual Pack on the PlayStation 4. I believe I already have Limbo on Steam, but I don't have Inside. So I'll have to wait until I get Inside, but for now I have this, and I mean, it's Limbo and Inside. I believe I already discussed Limbo, so Inside is, I'm pretty sure, made by the same development studio. And it's very similar to Limbo in terms of atmosphere and even gameplay. Just a game where you play as like a kid, and he's getting thrown into a very, very unfortunate set of events. Now, something that Jacob Geller pointed out to me, not to me, in a video, is that in Inside you keep going down, like physically. That game structure, you know, it's one continuous shot. There's no real like cutscenes or anything. It's one continuous shot, and throughout the entire game you keep going down and deeper and deeper and lower, and at some point it feels like you shouldn't even be in places that humans have explored before. So, it's a very surreal experience. So I'm excited to play that game. I haven't played either that or Limbo. So those, considering a lot of those games, you know, thrive on surprise, I should probably save those for a stream series. But nonetheless, I am going to add Insight into my collection. Only Insight, again, not Limbo, because I already have that on Steam. Pretty sure. We can double check later. But, any of my more... What is causing this? Is it the camera, or is there something in the way of my face? Is that what's going on? Is that why you're freaking out, mortal? Every time I do this. Okay, every time I lean down. Every time I lean down. What? Calm down. I'm just putting my head down. Please. Stop, camera. Stop. This is not how you do it. Alright. There we go. Excellent. An hour and 38 minutes of streaming. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. I have a bit more water if I run out of this one, so we'll be okay. Don't worry. Yeah, Squirrel Go new. Absolute. Let me just make sure I'm not losing my freaking mind here. I do have Limbo on Steam, right? I did add it, right? Okay, I might have not added it yet. Let me check Steam. Hold on. Steam. Steam library. DHIKL. Yes, I have Limbo on Steam. Okay. We haven't added it to Backloggery yet, but I do have Limbo on Steam. Alright. Now. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, Game of the Year edition. So, this is a game that was released like at the very end of the PS3 and Xbox 360 era, and was therefore released on those consoles, even though the PS4 and Xbox One were either already out or just right around the corner. So naturally, they made a Game of the Year edition that's ported to the newer console. So this one runs better, looks better, but I believe even this PS4 version does not run at 60 frames per second. So the PC version does. That's what we're gonna be playing. But yeah, I'm so used to hearing Jim Sterling say the name of this game in his skeleton. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, Game of the Year edition, or something like that. Anyways, the actual game is fun. Like, there were some controversies with Shadow of Mordor because Warner Brothers wanted to do a weird review embargo where they had very like draconic regulations for like what you can actually say about the game. They wanted only positive reviews for the game to be set. And, you know, that obviously raises suspicions. Like, okay, well, is the game actually bad and you're trying to hide that? And it turns out, no. No, the game is great. It's fun. It's got an interesting mechanic, you know, with the Nemesis system. It's Middle-earth, so it's got that Lord of the Rings appeal that I personally don't have much history with the Lord of the Rings, but I'm not against it. I don't hate the Lord of the Rings, so I'm okay with playing this. And yeah, the game was good. It didn't need that weird review embargo debacle, but they did it anyways, and that made people suspicious of Warner Brothers. And then they shit the bed with Shadow of War, where they added microtransactions and loot boxes. No, I don't know if they added microtransactions, but they did add loot boxes for no reason. Absolutely no reason. It completely messed up with the balancing of the game. It made Shadow of War like objectively worse than Shadow of Mordor because of that. And then after like a year, they patched the loot boxes out and balanced the game accordingly. So like now it's fine, but the PR damage is done. Like there's no saving that one. Okay. Wait, how many of the Lord of the Ring Hobbit films have you seen? Like 2? Maybe 3? Not a lot, and it's been a very, very, very long time. So, I am not well versed in the J.R.R. Tolkien's... Was it J.R.R. Tolkien? Did that? I think it's Tolkien. Yeah, I'm not well versed in the world of Mordor. Okay, gonna have to bow out sooner than expected, picking up a family member who can't drive. That's okay. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I don't know when I will be back, but I will be back eventually, so I'll catch you when I am live again, or one of those videos. I have actually, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed, I have actually started uploading, I can't promise that they will be daily, but I have started uploading videos, short update videos, on Twitter. where I, instead of, because I feel like regular tweeting is it's just not gonna do it. Like it feels too lazy. Yeah, have a good night, Ryan. Thank you for dropping by. Anyways, but yeah, look, so regular tweeting just feels kind of lazy, and I hate Twitter's like character limit. I hate that you can only type like 240 characters per tweet. That is not enough. That is I always have to say less than what I really mean to say because of that little restriction right there. Okay, gonna have to marathon with the Lord of the Rings with me eventually. Sure, I'm up for that. Not against that. Anyways, but yeah, so those little videos, I've been dropping them. As I've been uploading them, I'm not dropping them. English is a stupid language. Anyways, yeah, I've been dropping those. And those are basically just my way of keeping you guys updated even when I'm not streaming. Because I feel like that's just a better way to do it. It feels more personal. If I pull up the camera, even as a VTuber, pull up the camera, pull up the microphone, and just do a little video. Be like, hey, how you doing? What's going on today? Let me tell you what I'm doing. Let me tell you what might happen today, what might not happen. And yeah, we'll do that. That's that, and I feel like that's better. Might not be quite as entertaining as like some of the VTubers that do like meme videos. Very short meme videos, but meme videos nonetheless. This is more like an update thing, but hey. I still feel like it's better than regular tweeting. Like regular tweeting just feels boring, honestly. Alright. Anyways, I just went on a tangent. What was I doing? Right, Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor. Now I did play about, what I want to say, like 10 hours of this game, maybe a little more. Now I spent most of that time just like messing around and doing side quests rather than main quests. So in about 10 hours of game time, I was only able to get like a few main missions done. I don't know how big the game actually is, but nonetheless, I did have a lot of fun while I was playing it. So I look forward to starting it over maybe on stream, because the unique thing with the Nemesis system is that, you know, it will make each playthrough feel more personal. And that's just a really cool thing, just not from a game design perspective. Now, they unfortunately trademarked, like, not trademarked, patented, or maybe trademarked. They might have trademarked it. I know for sure they patented that specific Nemesis system. So, like, no other game out there is allowed to make the Nemesis system. However, patents can be worked around, I'm pretty sure. So, a developer could, in theory, just make a Nemesis system that's similar to the one in Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, but has its own unique twists and ideas to set it apart. In a perfect world, we don't have to deal with that patent. In an okay-ish world, that's the ideal solution. You know, a game is being inspired by another game, but is not going out to copy it. It's trying to do its own thing. But in the actual world, I can imagine that developers wouldn't want to do that, just out of fear of getting sued by Warner Brothers. Because Warner Brothers will seek like legal compensation for something that they really don't own. Because that's just what corporations do. All right. Speaking personally, they can keep their silly patent. Cannot imagine the Nemesis system in any context other than the Middle Earth games. Developers are quite crafty. I can imagine that somebody will try to do something similar. But I personally have not thought of a way, so, you know, that's on them. Alright. That over here. But not on plate, actually. Alright. Go ahead and add that. And if someone did pull it off, I'd probably feel like a watered down copycat. Maybe. Not to say they shouldn't try, I'm just having trouble imagining it. Yeah, I guess. And that is the conundrum of game development, isn't it? A question is posed to you and you have to ask, what do we do about this? Actually, the Sign Doc had a recent video about sequels. And that kind of goes into that question I just asked, because they talked about the sequel of what's the name of it? Is that a game where you literally just make where it looks like a metro, like the actual map of a metro, and you're just connecting the different stations and getting the different mini metro. So they made a sequel to Mini Metro, and you know, answering the questions of like how do we make a sequel or like a new version of this. That's something that requires a lot of thinking, and they spent like several months trying to brainstorm ideas. So I can see it happening. I can see somebody like if somebody really wanted to make the Nemesis system in another game, they could do it. They'd have to sit down and think for a very long time with a bunch of people. Be like, okay, how do we make this, or like in a different setting and unique enough so we don't get sued? Okay. Anyways, I think the last set of games that we are going to add for tonight will be the following. Okay, I should be able to get through this just fine. Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Monster Hunter World, and Knights of Azure. All of them rated T for teens, I just noticed. Well, let's start from the left, and actually I'm gonna turn my fan on because I'm burning up over here. Camera, calm down, I'm still here. Okay. There we go. Alright, pull that up again. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is the prequel to the original Mirror's Edge. And it was a very highly anticipated game when it was coming out, when it was first announced, because Mirror's Edge was a cult classic by Electronic Arts. Again, every once in a while Electronic Arts releases like an actual good video game. Mirror's Edge was one of them. And a lot of people were like, hey, can we get another one? Like, we really like this one. Can you do that again? So they did it again with Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Unfortunately, Catalyst was not as well received as the first game because they opted for an open world setting instead of a linear setting. And while that sounds good on paper to make a game larger, actually no, to make a game larger should not sound good on paper. That just means you're increasing the scale, and that's more or less what they did. They made the game bigger, not better. You know, because making an open world for the kind of parkour that Mirror's Edge has, they didn't implement it quite well. So there's a lot of times where you see like a goal is in the building across the street, but you can't get there quickly. You have to do a bunch of loop-de-loops around other buildings in order to get over there because the world map is just not very well designed. And that's unfortunate. Because Mirror's Edge is genuinely a really cool game. And I'm sure Catalyst is not a bad game, it's just they kind of messed it up over there. But yeah, it's also a prequel, so chronologically you could play that first before the original Mirror's Edge. I don't think that really matters too much, maybe. But I look forward to playing that game someday. Probably on PC, but surprisingly the PS4 version does run at 60 frames per second. And just like the regular PS4 version, not the PS4 Pro version. I know I'm freaking out about frame rates a lot. But I mean, you gotta admit, a good frame rate does make a game much more enjoyable than a bad frame rate. You know, there's obviously exceptions, like Ace Attorney does not need 60 frames per second. It's fine if that game has 30. No problem there. That's okay. Or like a high-speed action game or first-person shooter like Mirror's Edge, something like that, you want that to run smooth. You definitely want that to run smooth. Okay. Go ahead and add it in. Mirror's Edge. Actually, is it supposed to have a... Hold on. Mirror's Edge. No, it actually is not supposed to have a... Hold on. Okay, well, never mind. Get off. Alright, frame rate is one of those things that we used to do super well, and now that it's gone, I think we're in the right to complain, especially with action games. Yeah, it's with the rise of, again, as I've already mentioned before, with the rise of PlayStation, like multiple models for consoles, like the PlayStation 4 regular and the PlayStation 4 Pro, the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X, developers feel like they can get away with just not, not optimizing their games as much because there's just gonna be a better console version that can run it better. And I don't think that's right. I think we should only, we should opt for just one version of the game that runs as best as possible. Now, some developers are still doing that. I've heard that Resident Evil 8 like runs and works surprisingly well on the regular PlayStation 4. Like not even the PlayStation 4 Pro, just the regular PlayStation 4. 8, not 7. 7 actually runs at 60. I have that game. I've played it. Runs at 60. Well, I mean, I played it a little bit. 8 apparently also runs well. So Capcom is doing a good job, but this, Capcom is an exception, unfortunately, not the rule. Okay, bad frame rates can sometimes be great. Destiny 1 would lose frames in some areas, but it would make for great slow-mo moments. Oh, I mean that's unintentional moments of good frame rates, I guess. But if it happens, it happens. Alright, you can have slow-mo without crippling the frame rate, but I've yet to see a dev turn this from bug to feature. It's a little difficult. Also, yeah, the Xbox thick. The Xbox thin and the Xbox thick. That's what they should name those consoles. It would be catchier than the Xbox Series S and Series X. For sure. Alright. Version on plate. Okay. And then there we go. Add that in. Next game in line was Monster Hunter World. I'm sure you guys have already heard a million different things about Monster Hunter World. But to summarize, it's the game that basically repopularized Monster Hunter. Like, there's been Monster Hunter games since the PlayStation 2, and they've been consistently releasing. And I particularly remember Monster Hunter Tri on the Nintendo Wii was like decently popular. Like people actually like made a somewhat big deal about that game. But that was more or less an exception, not the rule. And Monster Hunter World was like, okay. Monster Hunter World was basically what Tales of Arise did. It's just like, alright, let's stop messing around with like older assets and like not as good models. No, let's just go all out on a brand new game that looks and plays and has all the features that you expect from a game of modern generation. So they made Monster Hunter World. I'm not intentionally freaking out. Made Monster Hunter World, and it's like one of the best-selling Capcom games ever. Because like basically everyone bought it. Everyone and their mother was playing Monster Hunter World at one point. I remember when Hololive when I started watching Hololive, Monster Hunter World was very popular back then, so everybody was playing World. And then Monster Hunter Rise came out, and everybody was playing Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter is now it's now a home. It's a, what's the word for it? It's a game that everybody knows about. It used to be a niche series. Now it's like a mainstay, a home mainstay. Okay, so it's thanks to Monster Hunter World that we have that and have that game. GTA 5 was able to do it with character abilities. Yeah, GTA 5 has like decently well made slow-mo. I like to think of it as the Dragon Quest XI effect. Yes, Dragon Quest XI is also another example of a game that just said like, hey, a lot of people out there that don't know about our franchise, but maybe they should. Let's fix that. I have no idea what Dragon Quest X looks like, so I could be way off here. I'm pretty sure Dragon Quest X is a portable game. I'm sure a lot of Dragon Quest games are portable games. Only a few of them are actually console. So, and obviously the unfortunate event with games like that is that sometimes they happen so late into the series that it makes retroactively going back to the previous games a little difficult. You said portable. I thought you said no. It isn't horrible. I mean, it might be horrible. I don't know. I've never heard anybody talk about it, but no, it's portable on the 3DS. Pretty sure it's on the 3DS. Okay. But yeah, so like a lot of people are not going to go back to Dragon Quest 10, 9, 8, or you know, any Dragon Quest before 11, because 11 itself is so polished and such a good introduction to you know, just such a good standalone game that stands heaps and bounds better than all of its predecessors, that it makes people like, well, I don't, you know, it makes people want to go, I don't like these older games anymore, because, you know, 11 is so much more polished. And that's gonna, I feel like that might be a similar case with Tales of Arise. Tales of Arise is gonna be so different, and it's gonna bring in so many new people that they're going to be looking forward to the next game in the Tales of series, but they're gonna have a hard time going back to the older games, with maybe a few exceptions, like some of the really newer ones, like Berseria and Zestiria, because they're just not used to those older systems. Like a lobster trap for newbies. Yeah. And yeah, I think Monster Hunter World is gonna have that same effect. Like, I'm sure it's World and Rise are fantastic games, and even Monster Hunter Stories 2 might also be great. But I don't see many people going back to the older Monster Hunter games. Like, I'm pretty sure the original Monster Hunter on PlayStation 2, that probably feels horrible to play now, thanks to the existence of World. I don't know for sure, but it might. For all we know, it might. Okay. I don't know why that simile came to mind. Well, I mean, it kind of works. Okay. Anyways, Monster Hunter World, dude. Okay, there is a colon on that one. Ooh, the Hunter Words. Finish it on play. I did like make my character and like play the first tutorial area, but that's not really saying much. Alright, Yoshi's Woolly Monster World. You know, I've never played a Yoshi game. That just died. Hold on a second. It was great. Anyways, yeah, I've never played a Yoshi game. Not Yoshi's Island, not Yoshi's Woolly World, not Yoshi's shove it up your own ass game. No. None of them. Or Kirby for that matter. There's a lot of Nintendo franchises that I'm completely unfamiliar with. Well, I only know a couple of them. But I do hope one day I will enjoy them. Anyways, most people will just recommend the Super Nintendo one, which I assume is Yoshi's Island. Fair enough. And last on the list is Knights of Azure. I believe I brought this up on a Tales of the Abyss stream the other day. But Knights of Azure is a game by the same developers as the Atelier series. So you can definitely tell that in the art style and in the music department, those are actually very similar. And I'm pretty sure it's even using the same engine as a lot of the Atelier games we're using. But instead of being an item shop alchemist simulator where you're supposed to collect materials and craft and all that stuff, it's a much more action-y, appealing to the casual audience kind of game. It's hack and slash. Nothing weird. The Atelier is a little bit of a difficult series to get into because it's got a weird mechanic. It's not going to appeal to everybody, and that's understandable, and that's fine. Knights of Azure, I feel like they were trying to go for a more broader appeal with that one, and it does actually have a bit of a cult following. But there's also people that point out that, okay, I mean, it's not a bad game, but it definitely could be better. Because, you see, here's the thing. When you have a very unique idea that makes your game very much stand out from everything around it, there's not much competition, and you have the opportunity to master that niche idea that you have. So with Atelier, the item shop simulator, there's a couple of other ones like that, like Reciteer and Moonlighter, I think was the other one. So yeah, there's a few other examples of a game similar to Atelier, but overall Atelier has that market down. They've got a formula, they've got an idea, and they're going with it. How many hack and slash games do you know about? Like, you don't have to really try to count them now. Just off the top of my head, God of War, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, basically anything by Platinum Games really. Okami, which is also kind of like Platinum Games. I remember some of the more obscure ones like what's the name of it? The Chaos Legion on the PS2. Nanobreak on the PS2. Could even count the Soul Reaver games or some of the Legacy of Kain games in there. The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. That's a hack and slash, believe it or not. Blades of Time, fucking Darksiders. There's a bunch of them. Billions and billions of hack and slash games out there. And what's gonna happen is that not only do you have a lot of competition, but there's a lot of games that have done that formula a lot better. And that formula, because there's so many games, it needs to be getting continuously perfected. So, Devil May Cry 5 is an excellent game that leaves a lot of other games in the dust, because it's a game that requires a lot of polish. It's a game that required a lot of polish, it's a game that was very well made, and, it's in a market that it itself not completely dominates, or has a very strong hold of. It's a very hard competition when you enter the world of hack and slash games, or first-person shooters, third-person shooters, story-driven games. Walking simulators at this point are too many to count. So yeah, that's the risk of making a game that has a broader appeal. And it's not that you can't, and it's not like you're gonna have a bad product because of it, because, hey, I'm all for having multiple third-person, 3D platformers. I'm a huge fan. It's probably my favorite gaming genre, and I am. The more we have, I say, the better. But obviously, there's going to be some trash that you're going to have to soup through to your 3D platformers, and there's going to be a lot of games that are going to do what you're trying to do, that have already done it better or will do it better in the future. So, there you go. That's my rant about Knights of Azure. I haven't played it yet, so I can't really say if it's a good game or a bad game, but I can for sure say that it's gonna have much tougher competition than something like Atelier would have. Okay. Yes, I did say The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. That's an actual game that's like Devil May Cry for kids. It's the most common description for that game. And it's not even bad. That's kind of fun. Okay. Did you say Atelier was an item shop simulator? I thought Recettear was the only one. No. I mean, it's not exactly an item shop simulator, but there's definitely crafting of items and selling of items and trading of items in Atelier. Like the entire game works around the idea of crafting and alchemy and items rather than a story or a combat system. Like there is a combat system and there is a story in every Atelier game, but the item crafting system and what you do with those items with the NPCs around the town where you live, that's what ultimately makes or breaks the Atelier games. So, hey, if you actually like Recettear, you probably will enjoy Atelier. Saying, actually, Atelier Ryza could fit into that same example of like Monster Hunter World and Dragon Quest XI, where it's a newer game that just polishes a lot of things and that the previous games just didn't have. So a lot of people are going to get into Atelier thanks to Atelier Ryza, but they're gonna have a harder time going back to older Atelier games because Ryza is just so much more polished than the previous ones. Okay. Knights of Azure. Prisoner on plate. Action. Adventure. Yeah. Alright, there it is. Let's see. Such as the nature of sequels. Hey, Plasma Dragoon! I'm sorry to say that welcome to the stream, but we're actually just about to end here. This always happens. I always get people joining my stream right as I'm about to finish it. And again, it's because I'm on East Coast. And there's folks in West Coast that are now getting on their PCs. And there's a lot of people in West Coast. That's my problem. Alright, whatever. John Michael Bastiat. Yes. Can you think of a modern game in the vein of Dragon Quest XI in terms of polish, where you went back to the old games and still enjoyed yourself? Very specific question. Is that a thumping sound coming from your room or mine? What thumping sound? I don't hear any thumping. Was it this? Did I slam my desk without realizing? I have not thumped anything. You might want to check around. West Side represent, yeah. Name is partially originated from Panzer Dragoon. Oh, Panzer Dragoon! I've never played Panzer Dragoon, but I know of Panzer Dragoon. I know my friend, one of his goals in life is to own a physical copy of Panzer Dragoon Saga. For no other reason than just to own it. He doesn't even have a Sega Saturn, he just wants the game. I'm like, dude, it's like $500 plus, why do you need that? Alright, but I do know that there is like a remake of Panzer Dragoon available on... Is it on Steam? Let me check if it's on Steam. Panzer Dragoon. I know it's on Switch for sure. But is it also on Steam? Yes, it is. It's got very positive reviews. Hey! Well, at least it's better than not having the Panzer Dragoon at all. That's great. Megapixel Studios, are they making anything else? Hollow 2. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm gonna need some freaking royalties for this. You can't just put that in there. You can't just make a sequel of me without asking me. Hello to you too. You are on board. Check and okay, so here's Hollow 2. Where's Hollow 1? Actually, no, don't answer that. You're looking at him. Alright. Oh, okay, what is that? Is this a first-person shooter? I mean, obviously. Hold on. What? Okay, I'm definitely gonna get a copyright strike for this. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did during the PlayStation Direct and just keep talking over it. But clearly, it's a first-person shooter. It looks very fast. It looks very intense. Jesus Christ, what is this going on here? Okay, is that trying to be Doom? That's probably trying to be Doom. Okay, so basically, you're trying to shoot a bunch of bad guys here. It's also very dark. Like I can't see anything. It's in space, I guess. So basically, these lyrics are definitely gonna get me copied. Look, it's okay. We're fine. This is a throwaway stream. Don't worry about it. We're gonna be okay. You can download the demo too. Maybe I'll try the demo. I don't know. Alright, this gun's look kind of interesting. So there's a lot of shooting, there's a lot of looks very fast paced, but I don't see like a glory kill system, so they might have not done that. Alright, so this this might be a little loud. I want to lower the volume a little bit, but anyways, so hopefully by doing this I won't get a copyright. That's exactly what I did during the PlayStation Direct. I did not get a copyright from that. There's lightning over here. That's a good. Is the game's going to be kind of creepy, or is it going to be more action-packed? I would like to know that. Please, let me know in your description below. Here, repeat, this game's from Poland. Alright. Plasma minigun, let's go. There's a gun name after me. The sad thing is that the music is so loud your copyright ass covering might have you been in vain. Oh man. Alright, whatever. Who cares? I don't care. Deep Rock Galactic, that's a cool game. I mean, the game actually look cool. But it's not actually out yet. It's slated to come out later this year. Okay, seriously, where's Hollow 1? Cat on a diet. The fuck? Okay, this is like a bunch of like mobile indie games. Like puzzle games. I now have questions about the Polish. The Polish do make a bunch of dark-ish kind of games. Actually, there's a lot of dark artists from Poland. Maybe Hollow 1 was a console exclusive? Maybe. Violet Remastered. Well, that's like a point and click of it. Yeah, so it's kind of weird for them to be releasing Fear Effect. Oh, Fear Effect. Okay, this publisher has a lot of games. Like that's way more games than I was expecting. And admittedly, a lot of them look like trash. So I'm not particularly excited, but hey, they got a lot of ways to make money, I suppose. Yeah, most of this do look horrible. Okay, but one Polish game that I am very much looking forward to is Air the Kangaroo. Air the Kangaroo remake. So the game is not about crabs, it's actually about a kangaroo. We have some gameplay though. And we get some gameplay for Air the Kangaroo. No, they've only got like the concept art. It's getting major Bobsy vibes. No, it's not Bobsy. Okay, it's let me see. Air the Kangaroo remake. Get some trailers for this. Oh. Wait, KO's sister? What? Okay, well, whatever. You know, there's just... They have a little bit of a sneak peek here or an update too, but that's I'm gonna have to catch up on this because I actually am kind of interested. I played the original KO on the Sega Dreamcast, as in I emulated it. But it is also now available on goodoldgames.com, and Nitrorat covered all the games, and he said, yeah, they're cool. This is more than Square had to show for the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster a month. Okay, but anyways, here's some gameplay for this. But yeah, it's a 3D platformer. You play as KO the kangaroo, going around, jumping, do a tailspin. He can obviously because he's a kangaroo, he can punch things, because of course all kangaroos are boxers. And yeah, KO the kangaroo. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. I think we're done with Backloggery, and therefore probably done with the stream as well. Alright. Anyways. So that was God of War Chains of Olympus and some Backloggery, which we haven't done in a long time. This video might now be... might have a very stupid copyright infringement on it. But whatever. That's what I get for trying to make a funny joke. It's fine. I'm not a Twitch partner or affiliate. If I get like a content ID, I'll be okay. I've gotten a bunch of those on YouTube, and as long as I don't like, and as long as you guys just put ad block on, I don't care. It's not like I'm making money out of this yet, anyways. You can donate if you want, but only do so if you really want to. Okay, you do be throwing hands, indeed. I have no idea where the punch a kangaroo trope originated. I don't either, because they don't punch. They kick. And I know they can stand on their tails, and that's how they kick. But, will I make a Discord server one day? Odd question, but, I don't know. I don't really have enough people that, regularly visit me, and I don't really know how to run a Discord server, but I mean, maybe if one day if I start seeing more and more chat activity and more people showing up with my, I mean, I have been getting a couple more people showing up with my streams lately. That's cool. But I mean, maybe. I can't say yes or no. I can only say maybe. But nonetheless, Plasma Dragoon, I appreciate you dropping by today. Tutorial, you're great. Again, if I ever make it, I will make an announcement for it. Let me actually introduce myself to you, since you're new here. So, I'm Hollow Bastion. As you can see, I'm Squirrel. I'm a VTuber. But I'm also primarily a Let's Playing channel. We actually I don't use my model when recording gameplay footage. Not anymore, at least. I just do the gameplay by itself. No VTuber model, no chat, no overlays, none of that. It's just the game and my voice. That's kind of how I like it at the end of the day. But when we're not playing games, it's when the stream looks more like this. I have been doing this I've been doing VTubing for about 10-ish months, 9-ish months, something like that, since December. Yeah, since like late December of last year. But I've been doing streaming in general since about 2017. And I've been doing Let's Play content and all that stuff. That shit goes way back. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm still going strong. Still enjoy doing this. I'm probably not gonna quit unless I absolutely have to, for some very catastrophic reason. But yeah, that's what we do. We play mostly single player games. Every once in a while we do like a unique stream where we play a multiplayer game. Like sometimes I play Genshin Impact, and even that's really single player. That's not really multiplayer. But yeah, that's more or less what you can expect from my channel, from my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, and even Trovo. I also stream over there, but nobody really watches me on Trovo. But I mean, I got it. And I also make art, the model and the rigging. I did it all myself. So that's cool. I draw SFW and NSFW. So if you do decide to follow me on Twitter, which is the link is below, be warned, There might be some booba. There might be some booba in there. Just letting you know. But other than that, you are welcome to join whichever channels you want, whichever social medias you want, whenever you want, if you so desire. We're long overdue for like a Hat in Time co-op stream. Yeah, I think we did do one in your channel once. So we could definitely do one again at some point, for sure. Alright, anyways, yeah, that's it for me today. Next time we're probably gonna play some more Tales of the Abyss. I imagine we're going to do a Genshin Impact stream one of these days as a buffer between God of War Chains of Olympus and the next game. Still don't quite know what the next game is going to be. I have ideas, but none of the ideas are set in stone yet. Probably going to be something spooky, because October's coming up. So naturally we gotta play something spooky for October. Hat in Time hype. Yeah, I love a Hat in Time. It is one of my favorite 3D platformers. I've played it like 3 times. It's great. Can't even remember why I wanted to do a second one. Probably just achievement hunting. Yeah, probably something like that. Spooky month. Yeah, hope Fate 3 comes out. Weren't you waiting for Fate 3 to come out last year? Still hasn't come out. My god, that game's getting delayed up the ass. Alright. Hopefully it does come out. Alright. Anyways, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on Twitter on when I will stream again. I have a deep fear of deep oceans, and for October I'll be playing Subnautica. Oh, conquer your fear, Shepherd Ships. I'm sure you got it. Gotta get ready for the. I don't have a skeleton emote. I'm pretty sure I have a skeleton emote. 100% certain I have a skeleton dancing emote. I don't remember how to spell it, but is it the Bone Zone? It's the Bone Zone. Okay, well, there we go. We have the Bone Zone emote. Whenever you want to see some spooky skeletons dancing on your screen, which you guys can't see on the actual stream chat showing up, but you can see on the Twitch chat. Alright. Anyways, yeah. I'll catch you guys next time. If you're working, have a good day at work. Go to school, have a good day at school. Whatever you're doing, have a good one. Catch you guys next time. Bye bye.